classic Lenten food. Yeah? For them, it was forbidden to eat in Lenten time meat, yeah? And the monks said snails, frog, and such things is no meat. And this is the Viennese tradition. There was a...
Those of you friends watching in Asia may not be familiar with this product, but in the past 10 or so years, this ingredient has caught the eye of European Michelin chefs and become a highly sought-after luxury. 50 grams of these eggs will run you more than 5,000 Taiwan dollars. Located on the outskirts of Vienna, the establishment I'm visiting today is the one and only snail farm in Austria. Its specialty products, snails and snail caviar. Hello!
Hello!
Good morning! Guten Morgen! Hello, I'm Jason.
Hello, I'm Andreas.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And we're here to see all these amazing snails.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
We are trying to reintroduce an old Viennese tradition because historically seen Vienna was the real snail capital worldwide.
Okay.
Yes, and we breed here snails, 3 different species. And this is the Helix aspersa.
Wow. How can you tell them apart, or they're all kind of mixed together?
Yeah, we have 2 fields,
Okay.
And this is the one species, and on the other, the rest.
This is amazing. How long have you been growing snails and farming here?
I read an article about 12 years ago about a famous chef in Vienna and about snails, and then I researched a little bit, and then I decided, okay, in Vienna we have an forgotten tradition about snails, and so we start this project, and now we deliver the best restaurants in the whole country with our snails.
That's fantastic. Quite unexpected. I had no idea that snails had such a long-standing tradition in Viennese culture. According to Andreas, the earliest mentions of snails being consumed in Vienna trace back to the 18th century. In a little bit, Andreas is going to give us more information on that. He has such a hip style sense, you'd probably never guess on first glance that he's a snail farmer. His original profession was in the tech field, working as a project manager at IBM. With his interest piqued by an article about the history of snails in Vienna, Andreas made a midlife career change, jumping headfirst into farming them in 2008. Andreas cultivates 3 species: the big gray, Helix aspersa maxima, the little gray, Helix aspersa mueller, and the burgundy snail, Helix pomatia. The farm can produce about 300,000 snails every year for a total output of 1.5 metric tons. Since 2015, the farm is Austria's only EU-approved business for processing snails. Can you talk to us a little bit about what they're eating? I see you have sunflowers here, I see herbs, and they are eating all of these?
Yes, we have here salads.
Carrots!
We feed them also carrots.
So they're having a very, very healthy
It's a
diet.
paradise for them.
They're eating sunflowers?
Yes, they love sunflowers.
How did you know they love this?
Yeah, because at the first season we have so many sunflowers. When they bite the first leaf, it's gone. Yeah, the sunflower. So we have outside of the field. Yes, we just have here sunflowers, and we start to feed them.
This is 祖母菜, so Swiss chard, and they like to eat Swiss chard?
Yes, and this is the perfect plant because they have big leaves, big shadow spaces, and they grow. So they have much of holes, but they grow again, so it's perfect.
How you figured out what the snails like to eat, and do other snail farmers just feed them all these things too?
We start with no knowledge, so we try every year new plants, and what we see, they love this, they don't like this. It's getting better and better, so we learn from year to year.
They usually are feeding at nighttime or all throughout the day?
Before the sun goes down, because we don't want that the sun burns the feet. So when the sun is down, they wake up. We start with the humidity. There are some sprinkler, and every 3 hours there's a very mild rain at night.
蝸牛原来是夜猫子，因为它们就是晚上出来，而且它们喜欢 wet environment， 所以通常太阳出来的时候，它们都已经都躲走了。And does it affect the flavor of the snail?
Yes, of course.
Sure?
Like thyme, so in the last week they get thyme, and they get also the taste from these herbs.
It's really an artisan flavor you're getting. That's amazing. It's all these things that people would eat too.
Yes,
right?
all the best for our snails.
The tradition of eating snails traces all the way back to ancient Rome. And with the expansion of the Roman Empire, the culture of snail consumption spread throughout Europe. The earliest people eating snails collected them from the wild, but as demand increased, Romans devised ways to farm the snails. Europe definitely has a long history of enjoying this unusual delicacy. Andrea says these days you can't collect snails to eat from the wild in Austria due to protections, and also not all wild snails are edible. Additionally, with concerns about bacteria, nowadays all snails for eating are raised through licensed farming. I see you have a bucket here, and what is this? Is this for feeding them as well?
Yes, because they have a barrier depth. There's many plants not defined in the nature normally. Yeah.
Sure.
So they need also calcium for the shell.
Okay.
And so this is additional food. We have some meal, some from wheat, corn, and we mix it with about 30% calcium, and then we feed it like this.
这个是很特别的一个喂料的东西，里头有钙，有 calcium， 因为的蝸牛的壳 they need this， 天然里头的这种青菜都没有不够的 calcium，so it's very important. It's very special. How do they eat it? They just crawl over and they just.
You see here?
Yeah.
She's
eating it.
Yeah.
所以这种配料就放在这边，到时候蝸牛就吃，所以这边的好像是 buffet. Anything you want 都在这边。You have this beautiful farm here, but when you first started, is it difficult to, in general, just to farm snails, or?
Yeah, you have the right climate, environment, so it has to be also rich on calcium. And it's good when you have mild winters, but the rest is very easy because, yes, the normal place where they live is the border of a forest. So they need sun, where plants can grow, but they need also shadow places. They can hide from the sun. And this simulates the border of a forest, so enough sun, but when the sun goes up, they hide here.
How did you develop this system? Did you read this somewhere? This is how you farm it, or
Yes, there are some traditions. The Italian school, the French school, and we make our own system here.
That works for you. Wonderful. And I know that snails, for example, typically there's a lot of bacteria and things like that can happen, and sometimes before you eat them, they have to be purged for. So how do you make sure that, I mean, it's very easy for bacteria and things like that to invade the colony and things like that?
There are no bacteria because they have also the slime. It's very antibacterial. So it's also good for skin and for anti-aging. It works, but you have to cook them 3 hours. Then it's everything.
Is all
and it's rich on protein and a wonderful for taste. You can make everything.
Harvest time for the snails takes place during November each year. When the temperature is below 10 Celsius, snails go into hibernation, so harvesting has to take place before the weather gets too cold. In May 2008, Andreas started his farm with the purchase of 20,000 snails. Currently, snail meat can be sold for more than 3,000 Taiwan dollars a kilogram. Andreas's farm not only supplies Michelin-starred restaurants in Austria, but also exports to Germany and the US. In recent years, the farm's top-quality snail caviar has gained fame as a luxury star product. People tell me that you harvest caviar or the eggs from the snails as well?
Yes, visual things. On the one hand side, we have an indoor production. It's at the moment not in production. There we say to the snail, it's spring, because they make love in spring and they lay eggs. And there we have indoor production. And the other special thing, maybe we are worldwide the only company, we also produce the snail liver.
Snail liver?
Yes.
And how do people eat the liver? That's very unusual.
Yeah, it's just 1 gram, and at the top end of the shell. So it looks like a small snail because it's the top end, and has a very fine liver taste.
Amazing. When they are laying eggs, you said it's in the spring usually?
Yes.
And how often will they lay eggs?
Once a year.
Once a year,
Maybe a second time if we have a perfect season, but once a year.
So I know snails are hermaphrodites. They just spontaneously produce eggs, or?
No. They need a second snail. They have both. They are male and female together. But it's not possible to make it alone. So they need another snail, and this egg takes about 12 hours.
12 hours. Can you tell us a little bit more in detail about the mating process for the snails if they're going to produce the snail caviar? Do you need to remove them into a separate location, or, I mean, in China, like the pandas and things like that, they have to separate the males and females, and so I'm just curious, where do they go, or they just do their thing?
It's also a kind of secret.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But we have an indoor production. We don't make the caviar outside. We have an indoor production.
So give them a little privacy.
Yes.
Right?
But it's also a paradise because there's so many snails. Yeah, they can make love together.
Okay. When you are selecting snails for mating for the egg production, is there a certain size that you need?
Yeah, they should be major, and this is when they have this kind of ring.
Okay.
Yeah, then the shell is perfect. It's hard, and they are ready.
成熟的蝸牛就是这边这一条是硬的 ，juvenile 的时候这边旁边都还是软的，所以它们的壳还没有成熟，所以这种的才可以去配种去做 caviar。Andreas shares that on the snail farm, everything is pure and natural. All he does is provide the snails an environment as close to nature as possible, only using some oil and sprinkled salt to prevent the snails from straying outside the borders of the farm. According to Andreas' research, as early as in 1810, recipes devoted specifically to snails appeared in Vienna, with descriptions on how to prepare treats like fried snails, pickled snails, and even sausages made with snail meat. Andreas has used some of these antique recipes as inspiration for modern creations shared with visitors to the farm. The preparations that Chef is working on are some of the farm's signature dishes. This particular dish, can you explain to us what it is and how it's made?
This is the snail liver. It looks like a small snail because it's a top end of the shell.
Okay.
Yeah? And it has a wonderful liver taste. Very, very good. Also easy to make a white omelette. Yeah?
Okay.
And have fried sage leaves on top. Yeah? It's a wonderful thing with a wonderful taste.
And is this a traditional preparation or something new that you came up with to really highlight?
This is new, but to compare escargot and snails with eggs, it's an old Viennese tradition.
Okay. And why just the egg white?
Yeah, it's about the color. Yeah, it's white.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sage. Wow. Very unique presentation. So Andreas, we have one preparation here with the liver, and then we have another preparation that's in the oven, and what's in there?
This is the classical way to serve our snails, escargot, and our signature is to have in one plate. It's a limited edition. It's from the very famous Augarten porcelain manufactory. It's an old Viennese K&K manufactory, and we have 3 different types of butter inside. This is our signature, to have the classical one with parsley and...
So that's the green one.
It's the green one.
Okay.
Then we have a wonderful with cheese, with parmesano and rosemary.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then one with onions.
These yummy butter-broiled snails are familiar to me as the French-style escargot à la bourguignon. But I'm really curious about the cooked snail livers. What does an ingredient that costs 1,000 Taiwan dollars for 100 grams taste like? What a treat to be here. We're having a picnic, it seems, of sort.
Close to the farm, a real farm-to-table concept here. Yeah.
And these 2 delicious dishes we saw being prepared. And which one should we start with?
Yes, we should start with the white omelette, with the leaves. Maybe you start directly with the liver.
Okay, so let me try. It's so creamy.
Yeah.
And it has all the flavor of all the different herbs and things in there. It's really nice. 蝸牛肝的口感相当的 creamy. And 因为它已经煮过，是在用橄榄油，然后 butter 里头了不同种的香料。The flavor itself 不会有这种腥味或是泥土味的，但是是很清香的一种甘的味道。And I think it's quite delicious， 因为这种香料可以把那个肝里头的甜度提出来。The flavor is really, really delicious. The egg white's so fluffy. It's a really nice contrast.
We have also own chicken here, so it's from the own chicken here.
这个蛋是从他们自己的 farm 来的 ，and 配料 the sage and the liver itself, it has a very creamy texture. 很多这种香料的香味都在里头，有一点点的 texture from the pop, from the initial outside of the creaminess of the liver, but it's a really nice balance between the texture of the 蛋的口感，还有 the liver is very, very creamy. So it's a lovely combination. And why sage, do you think?
Because sage is very good with liver. It's a good food pairing, in my opinion.
So this thing, sage, typically fried in butter or fried in some oil, but it's typically paired with a lot of meats and things like that. But 尤其是跟干搭配这种的 sage 的香味是可以提出来 the liver, the sweetness. It's really lovely. Wonderful. Should we try this
Yes.
one? Okay, so you mentioned before there's parsley, this one has Parmesan, and then this one is the
With onions.
Okay. That's so delicious.
Thank you.
口感有一点 QQ 的，我觉得亚洲人会很喜欢吃，而且很多蒜、很多香料、很多橄榄油跟 butter 这种的奶香味，还有搭上这种的香料的很香喷喷的这种口感 ，it's really 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 nice. Escargot it has its own kind of flavor
Yeah,
too.
we trying to protect its own taste. Yeah, so we have not so much garlic. Yeah, so that their own taste is there. Yeah, we support it, but it's there.
尤其是他们自己养的这种蝸牛是非常天然的，而且你看他们吃的东西都是最好的东西，他们不用放很多蒜，可以把那个味道盖住，他们就是靠原味。And you can really taste that in this beautiful preparation. So I'm gonna try this one. 意大利的 cheese, the Parmesan 还有 rosemary 给这个 preparation a completely different flavor profile as well. 因为 cheese 有这种的鲜味，it's very different from the butter and the parsley. 给一种比较像肉的这种 really nice, full, rich taste, and I think it's a really nice balance with a little bit of rosemary. The rosemary is kind of this kind of piney fragrance in there that really lifts up the escargot. This is great, and I'm gonna try the onion. 他们的洋葱是煮成有一点 caramelized， 所以一种甜味，配的 escargot meat is a really nice combination, and it has a kind of nice round sweetness and a different flavor from kind of the aromatics in the escargot. But it's 3 different ways to enjoy the same texture, but with 3 different flavor profiles, highlighting kind of the special flavor of the escargot.
That's our concept to show how you can mix it. Yeah, it's not just the classical way. There's so many ideas. We have about over 100 different recipes with also with chocolate and chili.
Oh, really? Snail meat has an earthy, almost nutty taste to it. Most historical cooking methods use boiling or grilling, but in the 19th century, French chef Antonin Carême invented escargot à la bourguignon, broiling the snail meat with garlic, butter, and herbs. This way to cook escargot took off in France. The French now eat more than 30,000 tons of snails each year. When we think of escargot and snails especially, I think a lot of people in the world think, oh, France. What is the tradition of snails and escargot in Vienna?
Historically seen, Vienna should be the worldwide capital of snail consumption because it was a big tradition here.
Really?
Yes, it was a classic Lenten food. Yeah? For them, it was forbidden to eat in Lenten time meat, yeah? And the monks said snails, frog, and such things is no meat. And this is the Viennese tradition. There was a big snail market. It was also imported over the Danube to Vienna.
So 为什么维也纳会有这种 tradition of eating 蝸牛呢？是跟宗教有关的，因为复活节的时候 40 days before, that period is called Lent, 然后 Lent 不能吃肉类的东西。维也纳的人说，哦，那蝸牛不算是肉吧，所以他们做了很多种不同的 recipe, 不同种的 preparation, 后来就变成一个很经典的维也纳的这种的料理。Andreas tells me that as the livestock industry developed and meat became more readily available, the Viennese tradition of eating snails gradually disappeared. Andreas is working very hard to reteach everyone the culture of snail eating. He holds 2 to 3 special snail-centered dinners on his farm every month. In addition, he hosts an amazing snail festival twice a year. This event includes invitations for 100 of Vienna's restaurant chefs to design dishes using snails. Michelin 2-starred chef Konstantin, whom we visited before, has also participated in this event. This year's Snail Festival happens to take place 2 days from now. We couldn't have asked for better timing. Andreas invites us to come back to check it out. But just as we're about to go for now, Andreas asks us to wait a minute. He wants to give us a secret peek into a snail production step that's never been shown to the public before. Exciting! Andrea 现在要给我们看一个很秘密的东西，从来没有别人看过的。And what's the secret of what's inside the box here? Can you show us?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
We collected the snails
Wow! Okay.
1 week ago.
Okay.
Now they are clean,
Okay.
and they are ready to produce because they are in a hibernate, so they
Okay.
are in rest. Yeah.
Okay.
So they sleep, and we could store them in this condition for 5 months in a cooling house.
What's the temperature that you keep the...
About 5 degrees.
Okay. They're just chilling out.
Yep.
Literally chilling
You
out.
don't have to feed them; they are on rest. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's also in the nature normally that they have a summer rest and
Okay.
a winter rest.
And these can be shipped to restaurants all throughout that
No,
period of time?
this tradition is gone. No chef has the time to produce it like this. So
yeah.
we make everything for the gastronomy by our own.
Okay.
We have here our production,
Okay.
and we make the snails ready for the gastronomy. So we cook this fresh,
Okay.
and this is a quality. It's far much better than conserved
Yeah.
because it's just pasteurized, and you have to consume it in 10 days.
Okay.
It's the best quality, fresh cooked, no conserved.
Yes.
Just filled in cold, and you have to consume it in 10 days.
蝸牛已经产收了，在这个盒子里 for about 1 week。这个盒子里的蝸牛是要放在冷藏里头。那为什么要冷藏呢？因为它冷藏温度降下来的时候，它可以保存它的心跳，但是它不是死的，它还在那边等于是 hibernating sleeping， 这样子可以保存 up to 5个月。这样子吃的时候、煮的时候还是新鲜的、活的，然后煮出来的 quality， 然后 products 够好。So I want to thank you so much on behalf of all of our viewers for letting us come to your beautiful farm and to taste some of the beautiful cuisine here and to learn about more of a really historically important food item that is both luxury and also just very accessible to all the people here. So thank you so much for having us. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. In Europe, eating snails has always been considered a status symbol since they're expensive due to the labor needed to process the snail meat, from shelling to cleaning and preparing them. Today, I've learned so many new things about snails and about their history in Viennese culture.